Hey guys, my name's Charlie Rose, and I am doing another video because somebody asked me a question about mentors and mentorships for businesses. So I just wanted to cover that. The last video that I did, one of the things that I recommended or I gave advice on was how important it is and necessary to have a business coach or a business mentor or be in a mentorship program or something like that. And then somebody asked me, well, how do I know? How do I find the right one? Do I know any? And how do I know if they're charging me too much? What's price point? And basically like how to make the right decision doing this. So I just wanted to go over a couple of those things. The biggest thing is to try to look at as many mentorship programs as you can, and don't be afraid to ask people, hey, do you have a business coach? Hey, do you have a mentor? Do you know of any business coaches? Do you know of any mentorship programs, or especially in your specific industry? And you can always like get on another Facebook group or something that's specific to your industry and ask, and people will drop in a lot of information and stuff like that. But when you do get that list, and I will put some links in and under this so that you guys can check some of them out. And I'll tell you which ones I recommend and things like that. But when you do get a hold of these people, you want to keep in mind where you're at in your business and the level of coaching that they're offering, and try to match that up with where your business is. And only you are going to know where your business currently is. Some of you may just be starting, and some of you may be in it 6 months, some may be in a year, and you may be in it for 6 months or a year or something, but financially you could still be at month 1 just because you don't know what you're doing, right? So just take that into account as well. And so don't pick a mentor that's light years from where your business currently is. You want to pick someone that can either help you get started or take you to the next level, and always be able to take you to the next level. And you want to interview these people and ask them, how many levels of coaching do you have? Do you work with beginners? Do you work with people just starting out? Do you work with franchises? Do you work with small business owners? Do you work with corporations? Do you work with investors? What kind of business owners do you work with? And what are their revenue? What's their yearly revenues like? Like, what are their price points? Do you only work with social media? Or do you only work with online? Do you work with brick and mortar? What kind of people do you work with? Ask them for references. And I do not give a shit about a Google review. I don't care about a Google review. I don't care about I'm not saying Google reviews are bad. They're nice, but I'm just saying any Joe Schmo, anybody's aunt and uncle can leave a Google review. Ask, do you have any video recordings of people leaving testimonials for you? Do you have anyone that would be willing to talk to me for a testimonial for you? How long do you work with business owners? What's your turnover rate? How far can you take a business owner? What kind of levels of businesses do you work with? These are the questions that you need to ask. What kind of contracts do they have? Is this a month to month? Is this a 6 month? Is this 4 months? Is this a year? What happens if you can't pay? Is this a group thing? Is this a group meeting? Are things recorded? What if I miss? How many moderators are there? Is it just you? Is this one-on-one? Is this a group thing? And if I want a one-on-one with you, do I have to pay extra? So these are just some of the questions that you can toss around, because there's all different kinds of business coaches and mentors. There may be people that work with people one-on-one, and there may be people that do one-on-one and group, and there may be people that just do group. My favorite is I do have a high-level business coach, and I've had a few coaches. I've been in a coaching program, and I've had a couple of coaches. And so I've done private one-on-ones where you just show up on Zoom and you have homework and you have to give to them and they show up on Zoom. I'm not crazy about that one. This is just my personal opinion. This doesn't mean you should or shouldn't do this. This is just how I like it. I didn't like that one as much. There was a program that I started off in the beginning. I'm a massage therapist, and I will put his link in at the bottom so you can check him out, because he did help me with Facebook ads. He helped me. I learned so much on how to do Facebook ads and how to do catchphrases and how to call out neighborhoods and stuff like that. And the thing is, Facebook doesn't like repeat stuff. They're like, oh, you're a repeat offender. We're not going to show the same thing twice. So Facebook constantly changes. So Facebook is a good way to go, but once it gets used to you, you got to get creative. So, but I started out with him, and if it weren't for his program in the beginning, I don't know what I would have done. I'll be honest. I probably would have found something, but he helped me build my business. And then, where I'm at now, it doesn't work for me anymore. I can take what I learned from that, and I still utilize it, but I've moved past that. My business has grown. I now own a brick and mortar, and I have several employees that work for me. So those things, it just doesn't work for me anymore. It still works, it just doesn't work for me anymore. My favorite that I have now, I do have a high-level business coach now, and I love it because it incorporates a lot of different things. And this is one of the things that I was telling you guys to ask about, because I get to work with the owner, right? I have somebody that works with me one-on-one. We have several calls during the week that we can get on. There's always free information, free live information stuff coming up. There's a ton of free information. There's a whole program. I'm not even allowed, I don't even know what I'm allowed to say about this program. There's so much in it that I spend thousands of dollars a month on it, and I don't regret it. I'm not mad about it at all. And I have groups that I can work with, and we can get in there. And so not only do I learn from the moderators and from the coaches and the business coach, but I also learn from the groups too. So, and that's another thing I was going to say. That's one of the reasons why the group thing, the combination of both, is my favorite, because you get a chance to learn from other people. And there's always somebody smarter than you. And if there's not, you're in the wrong group. You never want to be, when you are in a coaching, unless you're the coach, when you're getting coaching, you never want to be the smartest person in the room. You better hope there's somebody smarter than you, because you're there to learn. And if you're the smartest person there, how are you going to learn? You can't. You're going to learn that you need to find a new coach. I'm sorry. Okay. But this is some of the information, or this is the advice that I would give on how to find a mentor. I am going to drop a link in for my business mentor. It may be too far for some of you that are going to watch this in advance, but there is one that I do recommend that isn't, and it is a spinoff from one of theirs, and it's a boot camp. It says Start Your Business Boot Camp or something like that. I'll put the link in there. You can check that out. No, I don't have that link yet. I lied. When I get the link, I'll put it in there. But I will put a link in where you can get a private consultation about that, because they don't have the link ready yet. But I do recommend it, because I vouch for the company. I vouch for the company. And then I'll put in some other links too of some of the things that were dropped in on another post of mine where people suggested groups, because I don't want you to pick something based on what I say. I want you to pick something that fits you and your lifestyle and something that you're drawn to intuitively. That's really important. What else was it? So your business coach and your mentors, they should be able to offer you free advice at first. Like, they should be able to tell you some things up front. Like, if they're like, yeah, I'm a business coach, this is my program, blah, 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 blah. Do you want to get started? No, I don't really talk about anything. This is what I charge an hour, blah, blah, blah. I would be like, I don't know anything about you. how about you answer some of my questions? How about you take a look at what I have and you go ahead and give me a little bit of advice? And, because they should have enough in their wheelhouse of business coaching that they should be able to offer you something where you can see the value in what they're giving you, and you should be able to apply it and understand it. Be like, oh yeah, I feel like I can work with them. This makes sense. I wouldn't have thought of that. I can see how this works. Because if they can't, then that means that's all they had to give you, and they wanted you to pay for that. So if they have enough to give you and they're not worried about giving you that, then that's a great sign that they are willing to like sit with you for like a day or two and just give you like, it's like a trial run. Like, you wouldn't buy a car unless you drove the car around the block, hit the interstate with it, and like 0 to 60, right? You're like, let me see what you can do. Why you wouldn't buy a car without seeing if it even turned on and ran just because it looks pretty? No, you need that car to get you places. You need your business coach, you need your mentor to get you places. So they should be able to sit with you for a minute or offer you enough that because they should have so much more to offer than 2 to 4 hours of free advice, 6 to 8 hours of free advice. They should have way more than that to offer. So they shouldn't care. That should be no skin off their back to give you a little information so that you feel comfortable in their level of education and expertise and what they can do for you. So that's my 2 cents. And I'll put some links in below for you guys. If you like this and if you like it, you want more, please like, follow, share, all that stuff. Leave some comments. I'd like some feedback. And if you have questions or you want to ask me anything else or you want me to do another video on something, feel free to ask and I will do that. And so again, my name's Charlie Rose, and thank you for listening and have a great day.